Tuberville in specific. And for him to say he doesn't know much about what's going on in the Pentagon, he doesn't have to go to the Pentagon. He could go right down, across the bridge, go to Quantico. Look at the training class of Marine Corps officers. He could go in his home state to any post in his home state and look at the caliber of officers serving and look at the sacrifice they make. And I'm not talking about the sacrifice of carrying arms in a war. I'm talking about the sacrifice of taking families from one post to another, year after year after year. And this year, start of a school year right now in August for many of them.
Yep.
They don't know where they're going,
they're just
where
waiting.
they're serving, what their rank's going to be, what their pay scale is going to be, and what their promotion prospects are going to be. Shame on Tommy Tuberville.
Yep. Shame on Tommy Tuberville. Shame on Republicans for letting this happen. Shame on Republicans for saying they wish that our troops were more like Russian troops. You know, this is personal. Mika, of course, Mika's brother served in the United States Army. Mika has a nephew who got out of college, could have got a job anywhere. He decided he wanted to serve his country, and he wanted to be in the Marine Corps. And he has busted his ass. He has gone through hell like all Marines do. Like all Marines do. He has sacrificed. Why? Because he loves this country,
like all
because
Marines
he wants to give his all to this country. That's why you become a Marine. I'm not sure why you become a football coach. I like football coaches. I loved coaching football. It was one of the best jobs I've had. It ain't being a Marine, Tommy. It ain't being a Marine. It ain't being a member of the United States Army. It ain't being a Ranger. I mean, it's just, I could go down the services and the sacrifice these men and women make. And, you know, Mike talks about it. Mike talks about the sacrifices that our soldiers and our sailors and our Marines and our members of our airmen, members of the Coast Guard, that they make. I think it's disgusting what he said. I also think it's disgusting how little some of them get paid. That there are actually people serving this country that are on food stamps.
Yeah.
But they keep doing it because they want to serve America. And who the hell is Tommy Tuberville to do this? Who the hell are these Republicans who are allowing this to happen? And who the hell are the Republicans that say that rather our troops, our Marines, our soldiers, our sailors, our airmen, our members of the Coast Guard, who are these Republicans to say that they're weak? You weak? Why don't you go down to Quantico? Why don't you try to do what a Marine has to do to become a Marine? Weak? Why don't you go through Ranger School? Why don't you try? Weak? Why don't you go out to Coronado? See what it takes for one day to become a SEAL. Weak? No. There's a reason why the Russians are scared to death of us. There's a reason why the Chinese are scared to death of our military. Because they're the best in the world. They're stronger than they've ever been relative to the rest of the world since 1945, Mika. And I've got to say, there is, as Willie said, and going back to Jonah Goldberg, as he said, there is a rot in American conservatism. There is a rot in the Republican Party. And Tommy Tuberville is a perfect metaphor, a perfect example of that rot. And they're allowing people who have children, who have families, who have sacrificed for years for their families to sacrifice for this country, who are in limbo because Tommy Tuberville wants to make a political point that even the good people of Alabama are begging him to stop. It's disgusting.
And he's also, if anything is weakening the military, it would be Tommy Tuberville. And on top of it,
Republicans
keeping women who are serving in the military or who want to serve in the military thinking twice about it because of this abortion issue, which is exactly what Tommy Tuberville is hinging this holdup on. And this issue is another reason the Republicans just find themselves on the losing side of everything, and they choose to lose more. Look at what they're doing to the country. Look at the front page of the New York Times. Help for risky pregnancies drops as doctors flee abortion limits. And they're looking at one state, Idaho, where doctors are leaving because of the strict abortion rules, because they can't give the care that women need to the women without getting arrested. So now there are literally deserts in maternity care and OBGYN care in one state and probably many others. This is one of many examples. And again, thanks to the Republicans, thanks to Donald Trump, and thanks to people like Tommy Tuberville, who want to take this issue and push it to the extreme. Again, if anyone is making our military weak, it's Tommy.
It's Tommy Tuberville, and it's Republicans who are saying they're weak and woke and are saying the Russians are better than we are, which is, again, that's un-American. That's un-American. Claire McCaskill, really quickly, then we'll get past this. But I just want to go to you because I remember going over to the Pentagon, or I remember when leaders would come over to the Armed Services Committee and somebody would bring up a social issue. And they just sit there, they'd be very polite, very deferential, because, you know, they have to be deferential to the civilian leadership. But they would say, sir or ma'am, could you please have your debate about social issues on the floor of Congress and keep the Armed Services Committee about protecting and defending the United States of America? Please do that for us. And we always respected them because, yeah, they were right. You know, Armed Services Committee isn't about abortion. It isn't about all these other issues. It's about protecting, defending the United States of America. And Tommy Tuberville is taking a social issue and he's literally doing everything he can to hurt the Pentagon and the United States military because he's not getting his way on an issue that has nothing to do with national security.
Yeah, let's just say for a minute that a woman serving in the military from Missouri is overseas and she is raped in a foreign country and they send her back to Missouri. All this policy says is that she will be given time off and some travel money if she wants to travel to another state to terminate the pregnancy from somebody who raped her in a foreign country while she was serving in uniform. This is not an unreasonable policy. And I will say the most corrosive thing these idiots are doing to our institutions is they are taking institutions like the military that is non-political, non-partisan, non-steeped in cultural issues, military, the FBI, our criminal justice system. They are trying to make longtime prosecutors, longtime FBI agents, long-term military servicemen. They're trying to turn them into political operatives, and they're using them for political purposes in ways that is dishonest and really, really damaging. And it is something that we should all be aware of. And frankly, the fact that the Republican Party is tearing up the FBI, law enforcement, and the military ought to be a wake-up call to every Republican who might still have a conservative bone in their body.